Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga with Catherine. Today I thought that I would do a quick yoga flow for those of you that feel like you don't have enough time in your week and you do want to get some movement in. So I did put together a class that I thought would give the best benefits for the shortest amount of time. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start in child's pose. You can either bring your knees out nice and wide or you can bring them together depending on your comfortability. Just make sure that you do what's best for your body. So I'm going to do my knees out wide and then I'm going to reach my arms all the way out and draw my chest down to the floor. And just notice how I feel. Maybe noticing what is around me. What can I hear? What does the air feel like around me? Is it warm? Is it cold? Does it feel kind of thick? Just really bringing awareness to your surroundings and how you feel towards them. Slowly bringing your awareness even closer in. Notice how you are feeling internally in your mind, body, spirit. Do you feel stressed? Are you worrying about things? If so, do try to let it go just for these 10 minutes. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And let out all your stress and worries out nice and loud. One more deep cleansing inhale. And let it all out. Inhale, walk your hands over to the right, getting into your left side body. Can feel a little bit intense, but should feel quite nice. Making sure that you're still drawing your chest down towards the mat as much as possible. Really opening through the shoulders here. On the next inhale, bring your right hand beneath your right shoulder and then just twist over to the right, just ever so slightly. Move my hair out the way. Just twisting over to the right, getting a little bit deeper into that left shoulder. And come all the way back down. Bring your right hand back and then walk your hands over to the left. Nice deep side body stretch. Allowing your chest to melt deeper with each exhalation. On the next inhale, bring your left hand beneath your left shoulder and then twist over to the left. Nice and deep into that right shoulder. Wasn't the smartest move having loose hair, hey? Can make do, we'll make do. And bring your hand all the way back and then bring both your hands back to center and do one more little chest drop all the way down to the mat, just to go deep into both shoulders one more time. And then slowly rise all the way up. And if you have no time for anything, see if you can make time for cat-cow. That is one of the best movements you can do for your spinal health and overall longevity, really, since our spine does hold all of us, all of our being. So the way that you do that is you'll draw your belly button down towards the mat as you shift your gaze all the way out, arching the spine, pushing the sit bones all the way up. And this will be on an inhale. And then as you exhale, round the spine, drawing the belly button all the way back up to the ceiling, pushing out through the shoulders. Really rounding, rounding, rounding. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. They say that the best way to eradicate back pain is to do 30 cat-cows per day. And the reason is that it increases synovial fluid production along the spine, which promotes healing. And if you're keeping your spine mobile, you're much less likely to get injured or develop some sort of issue with tension buildup along the spine. We'll just do 2 more rounds here. Beautiful job. From here, tuck your toes and then send your pelvis all the way up for the sky. We're doing our first down dog of practice, so keep your legs nice and bent here. You don't need to bring your heels down to the floor despite what most people say. The main thing you want to do is make sure that your spine is nice and straight. So keeping the spine nice and straight, you can keep your knees nice and bent. And then once you're in this position, then begin to draw the heels down to the floor. So you don't want to do that first thing. And then really, really focus on drawing your chest towards the mat or towards your knees, if that helps. Since this is our first down dog, feel free to also pedal out the feet and just loosen up the hamstrings a little bit here. They tend to be quite tight in the morning. Nice big inhale through the nose. And a nice big exhale out nice and loud. Inhale, look to the top of your mat and take a nice big step forward. So bringing your left foot behind your left hand, right foot behind your right hand, and then grab both of your elbows and then just kind of dangle your head and neck kind of along your legs and then just sway from side to side. Just releasing your low back and hamstrings in a Ragdoll Fold. This is also one of the best poses you can do if you haven't done anything all day. Just a little inversion forward fold. My necklace is getting in my mouth. There we go. Just swaying from side to side, releasing the tension. From here, interlace the fingers and then kind of push your head towards you. So you're kind of tucking your chin in here, just allowing a nerve stretch along your back. So you're going to feel quite an intense feeling along your upper back. And that's actually getting into the nerves. So a lot of the time we do neglect the nerves, but you do want to give them a good stretch and release. It's kind of an uncomfortable feeling. On the next inhale, come to a flat back. So you're going to bring your hands either to your shins, knees, well, just above your knees, don't go directly on your knees, or on your thighs, just creating a nice flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, come all the way down, find a high plank position. Once we're in high plank, just make sure that you go through a little checklist with yourself, keeping your wrists directly beneath your shoulders or slightly in front if your wrists do hurt. You're doming out through the back, pushing the shoulder blades away from one another and engaging the core here. We're here for 3 more breaths, just getting a little bit of heat building up in the body. Really, really important to get your core working just a little bit every day. Inhale, shift your weight forward and then hug your elbows all the way into your chest as you lower all the way down. Now, if you feel like you just plop down, that's okay. It's just something that you're going to build up. You can build up that strength to have that controlled release down, but it takes practice. So you're just hugging the elbows in and then slowly going down, engaging those muscles. From here, bring your forehead down to your mat and you'll have your hands directly beneath your shoulders. Inhale, come up to Cobra Pose. Exhale, come back down, tuck the toes, find Downward Facing Dog. Beautiful job. One more cleansing breath in through the nose. And nice big breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg up, doesn't need to be high or anything, and then step your foot in between your hands and find high lunge. If you do lose your balance here, it's totally normal. Tuck your pelvis in nicely, keep your hips square. You should feel a nice stretch along that left hip flexor right there. And reach up for the sky, keeping a nice straight back. And we're not arching here, we're tucking that pelvis in, keeping that left leg slightly bent. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, find Warrior 2. I know my back's facing you guys. I'm sorry about that, but at least you can hear me. Inhale, flip the palm, reverse your Warrior, sliding your left hand all the way down as your right arm comes all up and over. And as you exhale, bring your right forearm to right thigh, reaching the left arm all the way up. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, fan that left hand down and reach the right arm all the way up. Easy twist, really getting into each muscle there in the hip flexors, the glutes, the thighs. Really engaging everything in that little flow. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, fan that right hand down, find that high plank, and then we'll do that same flow where you shift your weight forward, hug the elbows into the chest as you slowly lower down and just allowing yourself to build up that strength. You can also drop the knees if that just feels way too difficult. Feel free to do what is in your practice. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, come back down, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Beautiful job. You should feel some heat throughout the body right now. Inhale, lift the left leg up and then step it through in between your hands. Find your high lunge, reaching your arms nice and high. Tuck that pelvis in. Make sure that you're not arching here. Your hips are square and your knees should not be coming in. It should be pushed out. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, find warrior two, reaching the arms out nice and wide. Make sure that this knee is nice and bent. Inhale, flip your left palm, reach all the way up for the sky. Right hand sliding down the back of your right leg. Keeping this knee nice and bent too. You might find yourself kind of straightening that leg. Keep it nice and bent. Left forearm to left thigh, side angle, reaching the right arm up and over. Your gaze going up to the sky. Fan the right hand down as you reach the left arm all the way up, easy twist. Should feel really, really good on the glutes here. Fan the left hand down, find your high plank, and we'll take off those so you can either lower the knees down or you can just go straight down, find your cobra pose. And then find downward facing dog. Beautiful job. And then let's find child's pose, just taking a moment to breathe after all the hard work that we just did. Notice how you feel. Notice your heart beating in your chest. On the next inhale, let's come all the way back up and then bring your feet out in front of you. Give them a nice flex, so you're bringing your toes towards you. Reach the arms all the way up. Keep a nice straight spine as you reach for your toes. Try to keep the spine nice and straight here. Don't round into this position. Rather than like sort of hinging forward and rounding forward here, I want you to keep a nice straight spine, even if that means that you're just coming here. You don't need to touch your toes, but just kind of getting that length going in the hamstrings. That's what's most important. Keeping the breath nice and steady. If you're supplying your muscles with oxygen, they're going to lengthen a lot better than if you're holding your breath or anything like that. So that's why we do emphasize breath, but just always keep in mind your breath doesn't have to be exactly the way that I say it has to be. I'm just your guide. I'm just helping you through the process of linking your breath to movement. Inhale, come all the way back up, and then let's find our way to our back. Keep your knees nice and bent, and then reach your hands out on either side of you into a nice T. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna drop your knees over to the right, come into a supine twist. You wanna make sure that your shoulders, both of them are glued to the ground. And then you'll look over to your left. It should feel quite nice on the spine. And in these resting poses, you just want to come back into your body and just be grateful that you are capable and able to do this yoga practice, even if it is just for a short period of time. You showed up today and you showed yourself that you showed up today. Inhale, bring the knees all the way back, and then you'll do the same thing on the other side. So dropping the knees over to the left. Nice supine twist. Still keeping the breath nice and steady. Inhale, bring the knees all the way back up, and then lift your legs. Reach for the outer corners of your feet, flex your feet, and then stamp them towards the roof and bring your knees down towards your armpits, so you're finding happy baby. Nice hip opener. Especially if we neglect our hips, this is a really, really great pose to add it to your daily routine. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, close your knees like a book and then bring your feet down, and you can reach one leg out and then reach the other out and bring your hands out too if you like. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can bring your knees together, your feet out nice and wide, and then bring your toes to sort of face each other, and this will release the low back. This is how I do Shavasana, I just prefer it. So we'll just take a moment of silence. Whenever you're ready, you can start to bring awareness back into your fingers and your toes. You can slowly begin to make your way all the way back into a seated position. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky and bring your hands to heart center. Notice how you feel. I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to practice with me. You should be super proud of yourself for taking this time, especially if you do struggle to find the time. Namaste. Thank you.